Hi everyone, my name's Ness and I wanted to share another short thought with you today. My short thought actually came to me a couple of weeks ago. For those of you who don't know me, I really like nature and being outdoors. And I was on my daily walk a couple of weeks ago and I couldn't help noticing how beautiful the cherry blossom trees are and how beautiful all the flowers are that are out in bloom now that spring is here. I noticed that the weather has got warmer recently as we are approaching the summer months. And that very same day, I came home and in our garden, I noticed that there was a little bird busying itself, picking up twigs and things off the floor and flying into the corner to make a nest. Since that day, I've also noticed that the baby ducklings have been born now. And the other day, a friend of mine from work told me that near where she lives, there's lots of newborn lambs out in the fields. And it struck me that despite everything that's going on in the human world at the moment, the seasons haven't stopped changing. Now, spring is always the time when lots of new animals are born into the world, and it's a time of new life. And this spring, nature has continued to do what it always does. And personally, I found that thought really encouraging because I don't know about anyone else, but at the moment, I feel a bit stuck and stagnated. For the last month, like many other people, I'm working from home and I go out purely for essential reasons, such as my daily exercise, or to pick up medicines, things like that. The plans that I had for the next few months, for the most part, have had to be put on hold. And none of us know when any of this will change or what life will look like again as we try to rebuild afterwards. So for many of us, it's a time of great uncertainty. But seeing those baby animals and the blossom on the trees and all the flowers in bloom, just as we usually would in spring, it reminded me that what we're going through at the moment is also just a season. And as such, it will not last forever. This season is temporary. And in the same way that spring does not last forever and will soon change into summer, as it does every year, this season of being indoors, this season of socially distancing will not last forever. And although we don't know when, we can have confidence that it will, at some point, change into a new season in our lives. And the realisation that although this all feels like it has been going on for a really long time, it gave me great hope knowing that it is only a season that we are going through and that it will come to an end. So I just wanted to finish my short for today by reading a passage from Ecclesiastes 3 and it's verses 1 to 8. And it says this: "For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to harvest, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build up, a time to cry and a time to laugh, a time to grieve and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to turn away, a time to search and a time to quit searching, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be quiet and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace." So I just want to encourage you all that this season won't last forever. And although it feels long and it feels difficult because everything we know has changed, we can take great hope from knowing that there are preordained seasons in our lives. And much as there are all these seasons that are talked about in Ecclesiastes, this is a season and it will change into a new season. So I just wanted to share that with you today, and I hope that it encourages you as much as it's encouraged me. Amen.